Diana says she's going broke watching my demonstrations. Oh, that is too funny. I'm always amazed because my demonstrations are so simple. Anybody can do them. Maybe that's the appeal. I know I had a lot of people who are excited about this card. Oh my Lord, it's like 2 layers. It's nothing. It goes together so fast. But that's how I get things done. I don't make things overly complicated, and I love easy. I love easy, elegant cards. So that's what you're always seeing me make. Oh, good. Jean has her coffee. Good, good, good. Oh yes, Kimberly's saying she saw that I caught some fish. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you see my personal family posts. And we do love to fish in our family. The girls cook and the guys clean. Although my daughters are very good fish cleaners, and Casey was actually cleaning this weekend. All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to get started. Otherwise, I could chit-chat here with you all morning. I have 2 cards to share that I got in the mailbox. And one of them is from my newest downline member, Sandy Alford from California. And I'm going to show you the super cute card. And it uses the stamp set that we don't have anymore, but we still have the puppy punch. And so here it is. Super cute. Thank you, Sandy. I love it. I actually made a card very similar to this for one of the events that I held with my downline. So cute. I love it. And I love the way it opens. Ta-da! So nice. Okay, then, all right. So, you know, my cards are very minimal, very minimally, very minimal stamping, layers. Well, I just want to show you the opposite of that. I got a card in the mail. It must have taken an hour for her to make this card. And it was a thank you card from one of the people who orders shares from me, and she was just sending me a thank you card for the paper share that she received. Just amazing. So this is from Kathy Kirshner. She is a fellow Minnesota person. She made such a beautiful card. She knows that I was in love with that Paris paper we had this spring. And she also knows that I really like that stamp set. I think it's called All Dressed Up or Dressed to Impress, something like that. And so she combined this into making a really, really unique card. And I'm going to show it to you. And there's some things I really want to show you about this card. So I'm going to have to stand up and open it up so you can see it. It's really something. So here it is. Isn't it gorgeous? I'm trying to hold it as still as possible so you can really examine it. But what I love about it, what I really, really love about it, let me stand up so I can show you something. Because it's not just the outside that's really spectacular. It's also the inside. So you'll notice there's actually 2 parts to the front. There's this little flap right here that is got a decorative punched edge. And then it's actually, this flap here is being held together by the overlapping images and the sentiment here. And then on the inside, I don't want you to see her personal note to me. But on the inside, I'm just going to show you because she decorated everything. Look at this on the inside. So she continues overlapping it with that pretty perfume bottle to keep this second segment attached to the card. I really love that. It's really unique and different. I don't know that I've ever seen anything like this. I don't think I've ever gotten a card like this before. So Kathy, you are really quite a talented stamper, and I'm very lucky to have you in my circle of friends. So thank you so much for this really fantastic card. I love it. Of course, she decorated the envelope too. She's just good like that. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera down now, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So just give me a second. The color combinations, not too hard. We are just picking soft, earthy tones. Earthy tones go great with this stamp set, which is called Tasteful Touches. And here they are. We're just using Whisper White, we are using Crumb Cake, and we are going to use Early Espresso. So nothing too hard. I think I need to adjust the camera one more second. There we go. All right, and then here are the cards. And I also have decorated envelopes, but I don't happen to have those on my desk, but I will show you how to make those envelopes in just a second. But they're very pretty. They're actually layered up a little bit, so we'll just go ahead and make these. I'll do a giveaway instead of twine, which I'm assuming everybody would have in their craft room. I will do a giveaway of a little grab bag of embellishments that I know you are going to love. So let me show you the stamp set, which is called Tasteful Touches. And we're going to use one that I think works well for an anniversary card. So I actually made these cards to give to my downline for people who had anniversaries in June. And it says, "The good things in life are better with you." And then I have the little feather right here that I use. But you can also see there's kind of some foliage and a pretty flower and just some different little collage-y type things. So really nice. Kind of a nice loose and flowing font too. I like it. And it also can be bundled. So you can get this with the Tasteful Labels dies, which have lots of dies. Lots of good dies that will fit lots of different sentiments. And you can do a lot of things with these, which I'm sure I'll be using a lot in the future, because when I bought this, I knew I would want the dies too. So even though today we're only looking at the stamp set, I encourage you to get the bundle because these dies are very, very versatile, and you save 10% when you purchase a bundle. All right. Oh, I do see something I forgot to bring in, but you know what? I'm just going to ignore it, and we'll put it together with a little something else. Okay, so we are going to start with our Whisper White note cards and envelopes that you can purchase from Stampin' Up. This is the part number 131527, and they're a nice size. They're 3.5 by 5, and so here they are. You can just fold them up. I'm going to use my bone folder, so this works really good for us. And then I'm going to set those all aside because we're going to do our stamping and everything first before we actually put things on here. I think I will go ahead and decorate the front of the envelopes, however. So I'm going to take the feather, and we are just going to stamp that right here with a little early espresso right there. See, there's plenty of room for the address. Don't worry, it looks really dark right now. I did just re-ink this, but it will dry a little bit lighter. And because this is such smooth paper, I don't want to touch it because it could possibly smear. So we're going to set that aside. Then the next thing we're going to do is stamp that feather again, and we're going to stamp it on some crumb cake paper. This is 1 1/4 by 3 1/4. And so again, I'm just going to take the early espresso ink. I've got my little feather here, ink him up, just set him in kind of in the middle. There we go. And here's another one. Done. Set that aside, and now we're going to take 2 more panels. These are cut at 3 1/4 by 4 3/4, so it will be 1/4 inch smaller than the front panel of your card base. So let's go ahead and stamp the sentiment. So I have the sentiment already on a block. We're going to ink it up again in the early espresso, and we're going to stamp it as far to the right as possible, because we want to make sure we have plenty of room over here for that pretty feather. And because this is a pretty big sentiment for a really little bit smaller of a card than what you would normally make, so it really has good impact. There we go. All the stamping is done. How about that? Pretty simple, right? So let me go ahead now, take a sip of coffee and read your comments. Oh yes, everybody loves the detail in the feather. I agree. It is really pretty. It is one of the prettiest I've seen. All right, then what we're going to do is we're going to flip this over. Normally, I would use Stampin' Seal, but I have it in the other room. I was working on swaps yesterday. And so I love it. I've been using it a lot. But today we're going to use Stampin' Seal Plus because it's what I have at my desk. So I haven't actually used this too much. Not much of a 3D person, but I've heard it works really great for making cards. So there we go. And we're just going to set this in so it is even and flush with the left side, the top, and the bottom. Now again, because I don't want to touch the front of the stamp surface, I'm going to flip it over and burnish it from the back. We'll do the same thing for this card. Again, we're just going to take our Stampin' Seal and we're going to set it right here and just make sure that's nice and even with the edge. There we go. Burnish it down from the back. And the next thing to do is to take some twine. So I have some linen thread here. It's called linen thread. And what you want to do is you're just going to wrap it around twice. And you want to give yourself enough room so you can tie it in a bow. And once it's wrapped around twice, to make it easier to work with, just go ahead and tie it in a knot. And bring it about an inch down or so from the top. And just tie it in a knot because you want this to be stable so that if the bow comes untied, you're not losing your linen thread. Then go ahead. Oh, well, that worked out perfect. Look at that. I had a little knot in the thread where I'd tied another strand on. So that's kind of handy that it didn't, it's not going to actually interfere with my bow. So let me get rid of that. Do you guys ever do that if you find that you have cut off too much? You tie it back onto your roll so that you don't lose that loose end? That happens to me fairly often. So, all right, we're going to do it again for this one. We are going to just start by making sure I have enough to begin with. So I'm going to put my thumb down. So I figure that's enough to tie a bow. Then just go ahead, wrap it around twice. And do the exact same thing, tie it in a knot, and then we'll fuss with the bows here in just a second. Yeah, this card, probably the most time that you spend on this card is going to be on making your wrap. So, oh, Lordy, Lordy, I need more coffee. Look at that. I thought I had it and I didn't. Let me give it another shot here. There, now I think we got it. We got it. Okay. Now it's knot time. No, it's past the knot time. It's bow time. If you find your knot is a little too low, squeeze your paper together and then you can just bring it up a little bit higher if you want to. Because if you try to, adjust that spot without squeezing your paper together, you could tear these edges because these little linen threads are pretty sharp. All right, then I'm going to tie it in a bow. Oh, look at how cute that turned out. It's so pretty. I don't know, do I need to make it just a teeny bit smaller? Maybe. There, that's about right. We'll leave it a little loose and flowing. We'll just cut the very, very ends off that are a little bit frayed. And there we go. Looks so pretty, doesn't it? Okay, then let's go ahead and do this other one. This one behaved a little better for me. So once again, we'll tie it in a bow. Oh, I like that one too. Wow, the Stampin' Gods are with me. Look at that, how pretty that one turned out. Again, we're going to leave these little strands a little bit long just to keep it nice and loosely flowing. So cute. Oh my goodness, how adorable. All right, then we're going to flip them over and we are going to put on dimensionals. You might be wondering, oh, is she going to finish off the inside? Because I always finish off the inside. But you know what? When you are working with such a small card, like I said, it's only 3.5 by 5, and these are fairly large size images, and you already are limited by how much you can write on the inside because you have a very small space. if I were to stamp something on the inside, I do not think I would do the feather because the feather is just too big. It's going to take up too much room. I may take another little something out of this stamp set, like maybe just these little squares, and maybe I would stamp off once so it's a really, really light stamping if I did want to decorate the inside. But for this particular card, since we have a decorated envelope and a very beautiful outside, I'm actually going to let the inside go. And that way, whoever my winners are, they can create whatever inside they want by, you know, wishing somebody happy anniversary or whatever. All right, so now we have our dimensionals off, or our little peelies off the dimensionals. You're just going to set this on top of your Whisper White note card, and there you go. So we'll go ahead and do the same exact thing now to this one. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Oh, there's Brenda. Hi, Brenda. Brenda's also in my group. She's one of my adopted downline members. I know Brenda appreciates a nice, easy, elegant card too. All right, so here we go. We're just positioning it over the top and pressing it in, and it's done. There it is, you guys. So pretty. Let's put the envelopes with it so you get the full effect. And there we are. Now, some demonstrators would probably think, oh, this is too easy. I'm not going to share it with my customers. Let me just tell you, easy is wonderful. We love easy. This is Easy Street. Welcome to Easy Street. You are all here because you love easy, elegant card making. And that's why I'm here too. You guys have a great day. I truly appreciate you. And come back soon. I'll be back on Tuesday with another Facebook Live. Love you. Bye-bye.